Hi everyone, myself Nyay and today I am here to introduce you to the world of HTML. In this tutorial, we will learn about HTML language. I will cover every aspect of the syllabus of the HTML. Here we will learn about latest HTML5 and of course like and subscribe and click the bell icon so that you will get future videos without problem. So without further ado, let's learn HTML. HTML attribute. As you know, HTML element is everything from start tag to end tag. If you don't know, then watch the previous video. Okay then. HTML element gives us additional information, or you can say that determines the work of HTML element. All HTML elements can have attributes. Means global attributes are attributes common to all HTML elements. They can be used on all elements, though they may have no effect on some elements. Global attributes may be specified on all HTML elements, even those not specified in the standards. Attributes are always specified in the start tag or opening tag and usually consist of name or value pair, like name is equal to value. Attribute values should always be enclosed in quotation marks, like this. Attributes where usually comes in name or value, pairs like name is equal to value and like this in quotation marks. There are some attributes that I would like to introduce you to, like href and src. In href attribute, what we make is we make a hyperlink, and as you should know, in programming, a hyperlink or simply a link is a digital reference to data that the user can follow or be guided by clicking or tapping. A hyperlink points to a whole document or to a specific element within a document. Hypertext is a text with hyperlink. The text that is linked from is known as anchor text. The a tag defines a hyperlink. The href attribute defines the URL of the page link goes to. For example, a href is equal to https://www.google.com visit google/a. Here, visit Google site will be shown in our website page, and when the user will click that text, they will be shown the page of https://www.google.com. When the user will click visit Google, they will be shown the page of Google site, Google search engine. In src attributes, the src attribute specifies the location URL of the external resource. Src is short for source. After img src is equal to, you fill in the URL of an image. In img tag, the ing tag is used to embed an image in an HTML page. The src attribute specifies the path to the image to be displayed. For example, img src is equal to imggirl.jpg. Like this, with the help of src, we can embed an image in HTML page. There are two ways to specify the URL in the src attribute: absolute URL and relative URL. An absolute URL is the full URL including protocol, HTTP or HTTPS, the optional domain, the optional subdomain, example www, domain, example .com, and path, which includes the directly and slug. Absolute URLs provide all the available information to find the location of a page. An absolute URL links to an external image that is hosted on another website. For example, src is equal to https://www.google.com/images/genshin.jpg. Note. Your note is that external images might be under copyright. If you do not get permission to use it, you may be in violation of a copyright laws. In addition, you cannot control external images. It can suddenly be removed or changed. So what should we use? We should use relative URL. Relative URL, rather than including the entire URL for each page you link, relative URLs cut down on the workload and time needed. For example, coding /about is much faster than https www.google www.example.com/about. Relative URLs links to an image that is hosted within the website. Here, the URL does not include the domain name. If the URL begins without a slash, it will be relative to the current page. For example, src.imggirl.jpg. If the URL begins with a slash, it will be relative to the domain. Example, src/image imggirl.jpg. Here is not any slash, so it is relative to the current page only. But here is a forward slash, so this our JPG file is related to the domain, which is image. Here is a tip. It is almost best to use relative URLs. They will not break if you change domain. There are other two attributes which will be important in CSS, and those are width and height attribute. The height attribute defines the height of the image in CSS pixel. The width attribute defines the width. If omitted and not defined with CSS, the height and width of the image will be the actual size of the image. The width and the height attribute. The img tag should also contain width and height attributes which specify width and height of image in pixels. For example, img src is equal to imggirl.jpg, width 500 and height 600. Wait a second, let me change it. Here should be pixel. Okay. It should be in pixels. Then comes the ALT attribute. The ALT tag contains the alternative text for an image or a visual on a web page. It is one of the fields that can be filled out in your HTML code and enables you to add a description of the image or video if it is not properly displayed on the screen. Images for some reasons cannot be displayed. This can be due to a slow connection or an error in the src attribute, or if the user uses a screen reader. For example, img src is equal to imggirl.jpg, alt is equal to girl with a jacket. Example, see what happens if we try to display an image that does not exist. img src image type.jpg, alt girl with a jacket. So what happened here is that in the above example, so here in the above example, what happened is that we had this file, okay, we had this image in our directory and it will be shown. If you want to see how it will be shown in the video form or in detail, go to Patreon channel. So what happened in the first example is the image is available and it will be shown in the result. And the second example is that img typo, this is our typo jpg image, doesn't exist. So what happens, that the result will not be, that's is shown here. Example, see what happens if we try to display an image that does not exist. Then next is the style attribute. The default value for this attribute is screen. The style element allows author to put style sheets rules in head of the document. HTML permits any number of style elements in the head section of document. This, wait a second. There was some problem in the recording. Here we come again. The style attribute. The default value for this attribute is screen. The style element allows author to put style sheets rules in the head of the document. HTML permits any number of style elements in the head section of a document. The style attribute is used to add styles to an element such as color, font, size and more. For example, P style color red, and this is a red paragraph. Here with the style attribute we added a color red, then this is a red paragraph will be shown in our web page, and this paragraph's color will be red. The lang attribute. The HTML lang attribute is used to identify the language of text content on the web. This information helps search engine return language specifies results, and it is also used by screen readers that switch language profiles to provide the correct accent and pronunciation. You should always include the lang attribute inside the HTML tag to declare the language of the web page. This is meant to assist search engines and browsers. The following example specifies the English as the language. Doc type HTML, HTML lang en body /body/HTML. Here body tag start tag, body end tag with the help of / here HTML start tag, HTML end tag with the help of / and in here HTML tag we used our lang attribute to specify that it is English as the language. How we specified it? With the help of en. In lang tag we type en, it specifies that English is the language. Now country codes can also be added to the language code in the lang attribute. So the first two characters define the language of the HTML page and the last two characters define the country. The following example specifies the English as the language and the United States as the country, and it is like this. The doc type HTML, HTML lang EN/US, EN for English language, US for to state the country, that is United States. Body and like this, body closed, HTML closed with the help of / it's same and so simple as. Next comes the title attribute. The title attribute defines some extra information about an element. The value of the element attribute, the value of the title attribute will be displayed as a tooltip when you mouse over the element. The title attribute can be used on any HTML element. It will validate on any HTML element, however, it is not necessarily useful. For example, P title is equal to I am a tooltip. This is a paragraph /P. It is not necessarily useful. It depends on.
Hello there. Did you watch the video? If so, then go and subscribe the channel. Also like and click the bell icon so that you will get the next video first. If you want all the content in animated form with nice quality, then join my Patreon channel. Link is below in the description.